What's up, guys? Here with the KTM Super Duke, another one, not the one that's K's, but this is a different one. Oops, probably put the keys in my pocket here. And on this one, we're just testing out the flashing again, just making sure it's staying consistent among different bikes. And I'm gonna go meet Kay right now. Just unpack this bike. Let me see. Oh, it's not reverse shift. I just flashed this thing. I haven't really taken it for a good shakedown ride yet, so we'll just test this thing out a little bit and ride it with Kay, maybe go to the coast. It's a nice warm day here in California. This bike itself right here, stock header, just has a pipe on it, and that's it. There's no other performance modifications, though he has tastefully made some aesthetic modifications. We have some forged carbon here. Actually forged carbon, a lot of it, and then normal woven twill carbon. So again, I'm just testing to see exactly how this flash feels on this Super Duke and making sure it stays consistent amongst different models. Basically, this model does have a quick shifter. Dear God, it is fast. Okay. Yeah, we're getting the pops again. Right there, like 6,000-7,000. Oh. You can hear it. It sounds good. The torque is so brutal on this bike. I love it. Not when it's stock. When it's stock, it feels tame. Flashed, it feels... Oh! I just picked up the tire in third gear. It's pretty awesome. I mean, this bike makes, we dynoed K's, a little over 170 wheel, but the torque, 105 torque. I mean, that's monster torque. And with just two pistons, this thing's got some massive slugs to give it that delivery. Man, I can twist the throttle all day. So I like this combination with the stock header. We've got a nice quiet setup here. When I'm cruising, it's not in my face. I can hear more wind than I can the exhaust, although it's very subtly there, and it's very subtle in the background. But when I nail it, like, oops, forget about it. Yeah, right there, and that picked the wheel up right there too. And that was maybe half throttle. Picking up the wheel, and I don't even have the MTC off. It's just picking right up off the ground. The way the bike behaves is just amazing at this point. It felt like there was something off on the stock tuning. With this flash, just opens everything up. It makes the bike such a nice, it's like a night and day to ride. Wow, we got a Jurassic Park Explorer here. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Kind of ghetto looking. I've seen like the real good versions that are super clean. Like, they're amazing. Kay said to meet him at the top of this parking structure here, so let's see if he's there. Oh, the Jurassic Park Explorer beat me. You see some wild stuff here in Southern California, man. The cars are just wild here sometimes. Well, I'm here where he told me to meet me, top floor. No K in sight. Let's take a look at this beautiful bike though. All this forged carbon. Oh man, looking good. I like the forged carbon here too. Even the chain guard. Forged carbon, he's got twill on the swing arm. I actually like the separation between the two. It looks really cool. And he's got the same, or not the same slip on as K. I got a race fit on there, but we still have the exhaust valve, and it's still functional, still connected. But in there, you can see the exhaust valve is wide open 100% of the time, so we always get that nice sound out of it. She sounds good. Ear piercing good. So I guess I'll wait for Kay here. There's our Kay now. Showed up. I was probably waiting here for about a couple minutes. Not a big deal. Give me time to film some parts on here. Cool. Here we do it. I keep on forgetting it's not reverse shift. He wants to film a little bit of content over here. Put these over here, I guess. We're just playing bike tag now. Alright, we're back here from lunch. Got the bikes all nice and fired up. Put this thing in track mode just to see what that's like. Okay, put it in track mode for me. Both these bikes are pretty loud. Both the exhaust valves are open, wide open on these things. Like wide open. We're joined here with our buddy Jose. He's a guy that works for MV Agusta. He brought his Aprilia. Nice, like, limited edition Aprilia. Which stalled on the way over here because it's overheating. So I told him to get a flash. The flash on those bikes, the Aprilias, actually really helps. The Aprilias, they overheat. They tend to overheat a lot. The fans come on late. The mixture's really lean. So the flash helps all that and helps it richen up so you don't have any issues. Alright, just getting out of here. I think we're gonna go grab some gas. I'm gonna go with him. Okay, so in track mode, this thing just goes whoop, right off the ground with a quarter throttle. It made the throttle so sensitive. I don't even think I'd like to ride the bike like this, honestly. Man, this bike is spunky. The throttle sensitivity is way sensitive. I'm gonna have to open this thing up and see like exactly what they're doing with the throttle here. But it's kind of a wild sensitivity. Okay, so it just gives you, it seems like it gives you more throttle earlier. That's all it does. That's the throttle sensitivity there. It feels like it's more power, but it's not more power. It just makes it out of the box, boom, like I'm just hitting the throttle and all of a sudden there's a ton of power. But when I crank the throttle more, it doesn't give me like more of a power delivery. It's more just kind of right out of the box. Like as soon as I twist it, there's more to it. All right, got some gas. Here we go. Lead performance, closed throttle. It's closed, you dummy. Okay, now we're gonna go here, motorcycle. Okay, that's fine. The bike's a lot easier to manage without the track mode on. It just gives you so much power delivery, like right off the rip. I'm still lifting the tire right up just on performance mode. Like no issue. So I definitely like in a performance mode a lot better than that track mode. The track mode is way too sensitive, especially for a bike that has this much torque. Like way too much. I do like these pops and crackles though. Let people know you're here. Quick shifter's cool. I definitely like the quick shifter, especially on a bike like this where you're in a racing situation and you need to actually like shift. When you shift, you're suddenly changing the dynamic of the steering, and because there's so little weight on the front of this bike and no aero on it, it just starts shaking. This customer has an aftermarket damper on here, so it actually reduces that quite a bit compared to K's, which has the stock one. So I'd probably recommend anyone that has like an upright Street Fighter, Supermoto, whatever it may be. I mean, you should probably get like a real decent steering damper. It really does help, honestly. The new turn signal. He's got turn signals on his bike and he chooses to use his leg. Amazing. We try to race K. We'll see. It's just like the two wheelie machines go at it. Let's see. I'm gonna try to race him right now. It limits a lot of power when you have the MTC on, like a lot. But the MTC you have to constantly turn off, and it really robs the power, especially when it's going over some bumps there. You can feel it physically pulling the power out of the bike. It might be a little annoying to turn the MTC off every single time, but it really does help. Let me see here. I'm gonna get this. Motorcycle. MTC. There we go. Now it says the traction control's off. That makes more sense. Actually, the heat's not nice here. This is definitely warm for me. Way warm. It's about 90, I would say, which isn't crazy if you're moving, but when you're stationary and your legs are wrapped around something that's like over 200 degrees, it's not exactly a pleasure. All right. Move now, man. This is really fun to ride these things. I don't like it in track mode, honestly, but just in regular sport mode, this is a nice linear power band. I enjoy it. Maybe some people do enjoy track. Maybe some people really do enjoy track mode on this thing, but it's just so much power on tap. Like right when you command 10%, it's saying like 100% almost. It's crazy. I don't know what he's going for. Got a cool little NSX here. That takes me back. Really clean. All right, here we go. Back to the freeway. Yeah, Kay brought it up just now. He's getting more comfy with the bike. Sounds good. Oh, they want some of this. Come on, bring your Aprilia. Really got trashed, bro. Got smoked. Oh. Hey, ready, go. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Kay's gonna take off now. So we're getting off the freeway now. It's actually a pretty decent race between the Aprilia and the Super Duke. Now, of course, that's not a new Aprilia. I think the new one would stomp that one. I think that's like a 2016 or something like that. Still a great bike, amazing bike, sounds so awesome. And honestly, between these two bikes, it matters who like got the hit. Basically, they're about dead even. He pulled me a couple times. I think I was on the back tire. Couldn't really get a good hit. But if I got a good hit, I was out in front of him, I stayed out in front, and if he was out in front, he stayed out in front of me. So I guess to wrap the video up here before I deliver this to the customer, this bike is so much fun. I can't even believe how much fun this bike is. This is the same, feels the same as Kay's. I mean, obviously the same mods and everything. And we're just happy we can get these things flashed successively through multiple bikes. That was the key here. So we're not bothering customers and saying, hey, we don't know if it's going to work. We know that this will work with this, so that's why we spend so much time on this stuff. And the bike is so much fun to ride now. It's absolutely unbelievable how fun it is to actually get on the street now. Everything about this bike is completely changed. I'm on the back tire half the time. So much torque, so much more fun. Even Kay said himself, you probably go watch his videos on it, but he was like, man, this was going to be the first bike I sold, even though it was this is the last bike he bought, the Super Duke. But he's like, man, I was considering selling it first thing just because of how it feels. It doesn't feel good, you know? But now the bike feels amazing. So he's like, oh man, now I'm into the bike now. So that right there tells us we're doing something right. And like I said, it's not just power, but it's overall rideability. That's what you want to impress upon people with this Flash. Not just a peak number on a dyno, because who cares about that? I mean, honestly, it's cool and all, but let's get what's really important here. When you're riding this bike on the street, it's important for overall rideability, and that's what I think we've brought with this Flash. This has been a blast. So I think that's going to be it, and I'll see you guys on the next bike.